What's up, y'all? Welcome back to our altar. I'm Mars Frequency. Mariah's not here right now. Please leave a message. She will call back. No, I'm just kidding. You guys might be wondering why it's just me here online right now. Mariah, my co-host, decided to go on a little mental health break. So she's taking her time. There's no timeline as to when she will be back, but here I am. I'm here and I support Mariah completely. So boom, there's that. Not as crazy as you guys might think. We're actually real friends outside of here. And if my girl needs a break, she's going to have a break. And that's the beginning and the end of it all. So you can just stuck with me. Now, let's get into the show. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of what is going on. Last week, it was yay. This week, we all need to take a little moment of silence for what is happening on this prison planet right now. In pop culture, young Scooter has passed away. And this was a complete situation that really could have been avoided. So if you guys have not been on the internet, you might not know that Young Scooter is a rapper. He's from Atlanta and he has just recently died. Now, I'm going to read you some article so that I'm completely accurate. Young Scooter death suspected 911 caller is arrested. Keep that in mind. Demetrius Spence, 31, was arrested and charged with transmitting a false public alarm. What false public alarm, you might be asking? Well, I have the recording for you guys because, I'm going to let you know what's going on at all times. But on the street, it's not Billy on the street anymore. It's Mars on the street. Kenneth Edward Rashad Bailey, known professionally as the rapper Young Scooter, was killed on March 28th when he reportedly ran from Atlanta police officers who were responding to a report of violent attacks on a woman. Officers were called to the 200 block of William Nye Drive in southeast Atlanta following a 911 call reporting gunfire and a woman being dragged into a home, police said. When officers knocked on the door of the residence, a man opened it briefly before quickly shutting it. The police surrounded the home and two people attempted to flee the scene. One returned to the house while the other jumped two fences before being found injured nearby. The injured man was taken to Grady Memorial Hospital, where he later died. It's confirmed it was Bailey, aka Young Scooter. Circumstances surrounding his injuries and death remain under investigation. So this was a few days ago. We now know that a main artery in his leg was punctured by the fence that he was trying to hop to evade the police. Why he was trying to hop to evade the police, I don't know. Like, what happens when police just pull up at your door and you're in Young Scooter situation? This was also on his birthday. Now I know what you guys want to hear. You guys want to hear the call. Before we get into the call, let's talk a little bit about Demetria Spence. This is the woman who called the police. Now, as far as we know, Demetria Spence is indeed a Instagram model, as well as I believe she auditioned for Baddies on Zeus. If you guys were wondering, this is her Instagram handle right here, and this is her on Instagram. Okay, she look pretty on Instagram. Okay, and this is her when the cops caught up to her. Okay, so we're going to leave this up because you know what? She doesn't deserve the pretty pictures. She doesn't deserve the pretty pictures after what she did.
Tell me exactly what happened.
Okay, so I'm the neighborhood watch, and basically like I said, these guys they're like selling drugs in and out of the house. All you see is guys coming in and out of the house with guns and stuff. They holding guns in the air, and then it's like I'm not sure if they're pimping, but it's the situation that's going on right now. This girl doesn't have on any clothes. They threw her outside. He was fighting the girl. He literally fought the girl. I'm not sure what they was fighting over. If they was fighting over drugs, that's what it sounded like. It sounded like they were fighting over drugs. And then they started shooting.
Let's just stop here. Let's just stop right here real quick. Okay, so she said that they're in there dragging girls. They got drugs. Now they're shooting. What a show. What a show. Continue.
She had someone come over there and they started shooting. But the house needs to be investigated. They're definitely doing illegal stuff over there, and it's disturbing the area.
Shots were fired?
I would say 3. It was 3 shots.
When did it happen?
It's happening now.
Okay.
So I believe the girl is hurt.
And they're coming from 273 William Nye Drive?
Yes. And the girl is hurt because she was like bleeding profusely, like blood everywhere.
Okay. Do you see or hear anything else?
Yeah, she's trying to get away and they're holding her. She's being held hostage. Like she's trying to. They brought her. The guy that was fighting her, she ran outside naked, and then he was fighting her outside. And then there was another commotion. She tried to get away. He dragged her back in the house. So now they're at the door, literally fighting. She's trying to get out. He's refusing to let her out. And it's like 7 guys in the house.
Wow, that is a lot of information. There's drugs in the house, there's guns in the house, there's girls in the house, possibly underage. One girl ran out naked. A guy came back and fought her, brought her back into the house. She was bleeding profusely. And on top of all of that, they were shooting. Does that make any sense to you guys? Because what it sounded like to me is that she felt like the sense of urgency from the police was not fast enough. So she just kept adding more and more stakes to the situation. Who is Demi Blanco, you might ask? Why is she making this call, you might ask? Because she was dealing with someone in Young Scooter's entourage. She didn't want him to be at Young Scooter's party. So what did she do? She called the cops to shut it down. And then, that's not even it, you guys. And then after all of this, Demi Blanco decides, after we all find out that little Scooter has passed, Demi Blanco decides to get on Instagram because I guess she wanted to explain her side of the story. Let's listen.
There's a reaction for every action. This is part A. You guys didn't have part A. You guys only have part B. And the narrative, it looks like I was trying to set this man up because you guys don't have part B. I'm giving you part B. I'm giving you what led up to the call. I was physically abused, so I called to protect myself. That's the issue. That's part A. I never had any intentions to get anybody hurt. I was the one that was getting hurt. And I came here to say my truth. That's it. That's all. I don't want no clout. I don't want anything. All these troll pages, y'all don't know me. None of y'all know me at all. At the end of the day, I'm a woman. And I was physically abused multiple times. Baby, listen. Let me tell you something. This is a bad bitch. You're doing too much talking. And you're not saying nothing. Let me tell you. Let her just interrupt you like that? We're going to throw it over to Janisha.
And if it looked like that was her baddie's audition right there. So that's her explanation as to why she decided to call the police. Now she is saying that she was the one being abused. So do you guys see the lies? And you know what? It's unfortunate because if she actually was being abused by this person previously, it negates all of that after what she just did. Because if she was being abused previously, then you call the cops because your man is at a party that you don't want him to be at and say that these young underage, possibly trafficked girls are being abused. It hurts me so much because it's reasons like this as to why real victims are not believed the first time. Because people do make up lies like this to make themselves seem like a victim, to victimize themselves in a situation. Because at the end of the day, you guys, she is not a victim in this situation. She actively, out of anger or whatever, called the police because she didn't want someone to be at a party. Break up with him. She could have broken up with him. She could have done so many other things than worried about what this nigga is doing at this party. Shoot, if it was me and I was angry, I'm going to get my hair done. I'm going to get my feet done. I'm going to get my nails done. I'm going to forget about that. And then I'm going to see what's going on with my girls. Like, I'm not going to be worried about things like this. But there are some women out there that are worried about things like this and do things like that. And it hurts. It just hurts because we're all women out here, and she's pleading on Instagram Live that she's a woman that was abused. If you are a woman that was abused to the extent that you are saying, you would never make a false 911 call to get a party shut down and falsely claim that other women are at this party being abused. Now, do I think that there were women at the party? Absolutely. It's a birthday party. It's Young Scooter's birthday party. Of course there are women there. That's probably why she's mad, because she don't want her man to be around all these video women and this and that. But he is an entourage for young Scooter. Of course, there's going to be women around. So it's just so frustrating that you would do that. And I'm not saying that, I am saying you directly or indirectly cause somebody's death out of jealousy, out of lack of control. And that's just unfortunate and it's ridiculous. And so I want to have empathy for her, but it's really hard for me to have empathy as someone who advocates for victims. I can't advocate for her in these lies. I can't advocate for a woman like that. And it sucks because your girl is a girl's girl. But I cannot sit here and just blindly agree and blindly say, oh, well, maybe she was being abused. Maybe she was being abused, but that does not excuse her calling the police and making these false claims like this. What if the police didn't go knock on the door? Because after everything that she was saying, you know, she wasted the police time, put the police in danger, put everybody in that house in danger over jealousy because you didn't want somebody to be where they were. Get it together. You are grown. She's 31 years old. Get it. You know, don't get me ranting because I'm so disappointed. It's like us women have done so much to be heard when it comes to abuse that it's things like this that take us back. It's things like this that then make it hard for the real victims, the real girls that are trafficked, the real girls that are being abused, the real girls that are going through real situations like this to be believed when they decide to step forward. That's how I feel on that situation. I could continue to talk about the situation all day because it really does grind my gears. She did get picked up. After that live, the cops came and got her. But I just found out today that they only posted a $7,500 bail for her. And so I believe she made that $7,500 bail. So I believe that she is out waiting for any charges that might come up from this. And, you know, when I was looking, it does say that she could face up to 10 years in jail. And honestly, at this point, I hope that she does get the 10 years. And I hope that she spends the 10 years in jail because at the end of the day, someone is dead because of a literal false claim. Tax dollars were used. The police surrounded the house, brought out the SWAT. I would be afraid too if I opened the door and saw my house surrounded by cops and had no clue why. And you guys might be saying, oh, why did he run this and that? Who knows? You don't know why. You don't know where people's fight or flight comes from. So you guys need to stop with that mess. At the end of the day, he wouldn't have to run on his birthday if the call wasn't made. And that's all I'm going to say about that. There's a lot of other things happening on this prison planet, but it's depressing. And I don't want to get into everything right now. So we're just going to talk about this. And we're going to move forward. But Demi Blanco, Demetria Spence, that's really messed up. Like, you deserve to take accountability for this. And don't sit under here and hide under the fact that you are a woman. Don't sit under and hide on the fact that you may have been abused. That doesn't justify what you did. It is what it is. There is a TikTok that I would like you guys to follow and then let me know in the comments what you think because I really love it. It's called Suspicious Kindness. I'm going to pull up one of their TikToks just to highlight it and show you. I feel like in a world of trolling and in a world of all of us having our phones out all the time, it's nice to see trolling done the right way. So let's pull that up. Now, this is Suspicious Kindness on TikTok, and I just really wanted to highlight them.
And it's not who you think. I got poor bodies underneath my house. I got poor bodies underneath my house. Yeah, it is crazy. But you don't say nothing, okay? All right. Took you a while, brother.
He said, I am not taking a step further because how did he get here?
Double dash, right? You like the double dash, don't you? Were you in my bag? Were you eating my food? This doesn't look right. One of my food is gone, is it? I have poor buddies underneath my house. Yeah. Everything all right?
Look at his hand is still in the cup formation because he's so tripped out as to what's happening right now. Because it's like, you're a DoorDasher. This guy is telling you, and you know your tips mean a lot. And this guy is telling you that he has bodies underneath his house, but at the same time, he's giving you money and giving you money. So what do you do? So he's just He's definitely speechless because what is happening right now?
So are we good? Here, take some more, man. I don't know. It wasn't the kick that did it. So you straight? Tight shit. The last piece of the puzzle. The longer you stay, the more you get.
So he's like, I'm not going nowhere. I'm getting this money. I feel like he's already sized this guy up. And it's like, yo, he's already put in his mind. If he tries to do something with me, I'm just going to fight for my life. But I'm going to stay here and get this money.
Wow, I like you, bro. You are, this is experience. I'm not going to lie. I must have just messed your brain up or something. What'd you say? I did? Type shit. Type shit. I see you keep eyeballing the stack. Don't think about running off with it. Smell. You want some more? Man, you asking, you shall receive, brother. Type shit. What'd you say? What happened?
I didn't do that. I didn't get when he said over here, and then you know I'll hear it.
Oh, I'm not sure what you're talking about.
So literally, he's just a troll, but he trolls for a purpose. He trolls to give the people money. And we know that the Dashers and Uber and stuff like that, they need the tips because clearly DoorDash and Grubhub and all that, they're all scamming all of these people. And we know it because they get mad at us about tipping them when they need higher salaries. They need higher payout. But, it'd be like that. But I just thought that a little bit of light in the air of darkness would be fun. So that's suspicious kindness. And I just really wanted to highlight them because I really do love suspicious kindness. That's it for the show today. Just in and out, beep, bop, beep. Yeah. And, I'm sorry I couldn't come to you guys with more of an interesting plot as to why Mariah's not on right now. But it is very simple. She needs a break and she's welcome to come back. And if she doesn't want to come back, I will be here and you guys will be stuck with me and you guys either would love me or don't follow me. But anyway, that's all we got for you today. We will see you guys in the next one. Peace.